Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy. Oh, let me fix this. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Jay back with another video, man. And I know y'all seen in the last video, Top Step robbed me, Top Step scammed me. I'm telling y'all. But look, they still let me have my account, so I can't be upset. You know, the one thing they didn't do is reimburse me after I was told I was gonna be reimbursed. But we're gonna deal with that. Trust me, because don't tell me one thing and another thing happened. They just sent me an email letting me know that I would not be reimbursed for any of my money and all that after I was told yesterday on the phone by one of their workers that I will be reimbursed. But it's all right. You know why? Because check this out. They robbed me yesterday and they can't rob me today, though. $500 on the day. Let's go. So yeah, today is Friday the 16th. I'm up currently about $485, roughly $500 on the day. So you know, we're gonna move on. I am looking for a new prop firm to use though, so if any suggestions, please leave it down. I'm looking at fundage for Alpha and Apex. I heard those were two great you know, things, but I still have my Express account. You know, I'm 2 days, I mean now 1 day away from my second payout. So you know, we're still gonna have this account, we're still gonna use it, but you know, no more Top Step is going to be my priority. Top Step is going to be one of the accounts I just use, run, and just use for payouts. I do want to buy at least 5 accounts for either Apex or Alpha, like I said. So, you know, any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. So right now, this video is strictly going to be about discipline, patience, and psychology about trading. So, you know, I'm about to go get this workout in. Y'all know what's up. I'm about to get the workout, read the Bible, man. Y'all know the routine, eat healthy, and yeah, so let's go. Alright guys, so currently about 35 minutes have passed. Got a great workout in, as you guys can see. I did get a couple extra clips, but I ended up not recording, sadly. So I think I got like 4 or 5 clips, I'm pretty sure. So right now, before we go into this lesson about discipline, patience, habits, you know, psychology, stuff like that, I do want to go over the trade I just called for about $500 on this Top Step Express account. So that means I'm just 1 day now away from another payout. So let's check them out. Let's go. All right, so you guys can see, man, price dropped beautifully right here. Dropped beautifully after sweeping liquidity up here, came down, formed this rejection zone right here. As you can see, price tried to retest it here but failed, came back down, left the low up here. All the buyers got in right here, market came up, ran into this rejection zone again. The moment I seen that, I wanted price to, you know, form a change of character. So the moment it held right here, I waited for this retest again below my line. After it retested, I got in and called this nice quick scalp for about $485. As y'all can see, I could have held, yes, but you know, my TP was set right here, so I just took my profits and left. All right guys, so let this lesson begin. We're going to talk about, once again, discipline, patience, psychology, and habits. So first thing we're going to start off about is discipline. Why discipline is so important in trading. Like I said in I believe 2 videos ago, you cannot do anything without a plan, you know? And once you set that plan, you have to stick to that plan. That's why it's so important. Doing the same things every day, building good habits is going to help you out. I'm telling you. Discipline yourself to every day go to the gym. Discipline yourself to eat healthy. Discipline to think right. Discipline to think positive. Discipline to stick to your plan. In trading, if you come in the markets every day with a whole new plan, I promise you, you would not have the same results. And you know, results do not lie. You know that. So that's why discipline is so important. Have a plan. Stick to your plan. Like I said, Dora did not have, you can't do anything without that map. Dora did not do anything without that map. So, you know, and I know that it sounds very corny, but it's true though. You need a plan. And when you need a plan, you need to stay disciplined, because you can have a plan, but if you're not following the plan and not staying disciplined to your plan, what's the whole point of having a plan? You know, you could just close your eyes and trade, press up, press buy, sell, but you don't have a plan, you know? So if you do have a plan, you know, you want to follow it. It is so important. And one thing I've been thinking about recently, and I've been talking about, you know, my friends and stuff, is in trading, all because you lose once or lose twice or lose 3 times does not mean nothing. If it worked once, it will work again. You know, trading is like, you gotta think about it. You're going against millionaires in the market, you know, so it's very, very hard. The market is meant to take your money if you really think about it. But you know, if you stay disciplined, follow a plan that works, find out a plan first. This first step, you have to get a plan. You have to find out a plan, make a plan. You know, you can't just, for example, construction workers don't go somewhere and just, you know, boom, snap their fingers and something, or just, yo, let's put a let's put a wall here, let's put a piece of wood here, let's put concrete here. No, you know, they have a plan. They draw everything out and have a plan and stick to their plan. So that's why I'm saying discipline is so important. Discipline, 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 and everything. And the same way you do one thing is the same way you do everything. My mom taught me that, and it always stuck with me because it's true. You know, so yeah, that's why I'm saying discipline is important. So now we're gonna move on to habits. Let's go. Building every day. Oh, let me fix this real quick. There we go. Building everyday habits is extremely important, especially building healthy habits, because that is going to lead on to your trading. And that sounds a little bit crazy, like, Jay, if I work out every day, Jay, if I eat healthy, how is that going to help me? Trust me, it is. It's going to help you up here. It's going to help you feel good. And if you feel good, you know the rest, man. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you look good, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Habits are important, you know, no smoking, no drinking, eating healthy, thinking right, praying. That's important. Sticking to your plan is also a good habit. Why? Because you need to put that in your habits. If you can't do one thing right, you feel me? Like the same way you do one thing, the same way you do everything. Remember that. So building healthy habits, I promise you, will benefit you in trading. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. I never used to believe that until I actually was like, you know what? Let me try this out. Let me start building good habits. And what did it do? It led on right to the markets. And then I started really being even more patient, more disciplined, you know, because that trains yourself. Like the habits, the positive habits, the good habits that you have, I promise you it will lead on to the market. So remember, build good habits and stay disciplined. Now let's talk about patience. Why is patience so important in trading? Why is patience so important in trading? I'm going to tell you, trading, we know the market's going to drop. It's going to be very simple. Hear me out. You know the market's going to drop, and we know the market's going to shoot up. Right? It's all a matter of when. So that's why patience is so important. Waiting for your setup, waiting for, you know, price to hit your key levels is extremely important. If you trade without patience and just see a candlestick or a wick and enter, what is that? You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. You have to have a plan. You have to stay disciplined. And you have to stay patient. Patience is so important. You know how better you might be waiting for let's say, for example, you might be waiting 45 minutes to an hour for a setup, right? And the setup hits beautifully. Right? And why did it hit? And it hit right. And let's say for example, the trade I just took, I waited price to come up to that other key level of rejection zone and then come down and change a character, right? If I wasn't patient, I was just trying to sell or buy, you know, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your account immediately. You're gonna be in withdrawal. That's not right trading. You know, in trading, you need patience. I'm telling you, patience is key to success. Same with anything in life. You need to stay patient. With trading, you know, you're not gonna come into trading. People think they're gonna come into trading and just win automatically. No, it's about patience. You have to stay down until you get up. That's why patience is so important. You might lose for 2 weeks straight. You might lose. But if you stay patient, that win is coming. I promise you. Why? Because you stay patient. You waited. You stay disciplined. And you just waited for your win. You waited for your time. Everyone has their time. Remember that. That's why you had to stay patient. I heard it saying once, everyone alarm clock goes off at a different time. And when that alarm clock goes off, you either going to get up or snooze it. For me? So that's why it's important to stay patient. All because you see the next person winning doesn't mean, you know, or the next person losing, that means you're going to lose or you're going to win. No, you have to stay patient. It's your time. Everyone has their own time and God has their own timing for everyone. So on to the next. Okay, so psychology. Bad thoughts while you're trading, bad thoughts while doing anything is it's terrible. It's terrible. It would ruin your trading. Not only trading, but it would ruin your mindset completely. When you're trading, there should be no bad thoughts. That's actually my rule right here. No bad thoughts. Why? Because one bad thought could mess up your whole plan. One bad thought could mess up your everything that you set in place. One bad thought. That's all it takes. And if you realize that as a trader, you probably thinking right now like, wow, like he's right, bro. You know, I had done this before. I had one bad thought and took out a trade. And what did it do? Trade tanked, you could have been in profit. Or trade shot up to the sky, you could have been in profit. But what it takes one bad thought. That's why psychology is so important. Being healthy up here, thinking right, thinking positive, no bad thoughts, and just having a clear brain. I promise you, clear thoughts is so important in trading. Because think about it. If you can't think, you can't trade. If you can't think, you cannot trade. Think about that. Just let that sink in for a minute. If you can't think, you cannot trade. Why? And you got to hear me out. Because look, in the markets, you have to think a lot. You have to think and you have to stay patient and stay disciplined, of course. But if you have bad thoughts, you know, you would never succeed. Or let's say you're in a trade and price, you know, wicks up a little bit near your stop loss. One bad thought, oh, you know, I'm going to take this out before it hits my full stop loss, you know, to save money. Boom. Market what? Tanks or market shoots up. Now you could have been in profit. You just lost 500 to 1,000, 2,000, whatever. You just lost all this money. Why? Because it only took one bad thought. But if you stay positive and think, look, this worked before. I know my plan. I'm confident in myself. Why wouldn't it work again? Think about it. All because, let's say I could win 4 days in a row, right? I could win 4 days in a row. Let's say I won all 4 days and lost 5. I know damn well, all because I lost 5 days and not, all because I lost 5 days does not mean I'm a bad trader or my plan doesn't work. You know what it is? I'm telling you, it's all about up here. It's all up here. All because it didn't work. If it works once, it will work twice. If it works twice, it works 3 times. That's why they say back test your strategy. If you're confident in your strategy and you know positive thoughts and you're thinking, all right, look, I lost 5 days in a row, but I won 4. So if it worked 4 times, why wouldn't it work again? Why wouldn't it work 6 times, And I'm telling you, losing is part of trading. That's what people have to understand. People have to understand losing. You're going to lose in trading before you win. And that's clear as day. Some people have beginner's luck. I had beginner's luck. My best friend had beginner's luck. My other friend had beginner's luck. People on my Discord had beginner's luck. As beginner's luck happens to everyone. You go into the market, you watch a couple of videos, you study, boom. You go to the market, 10 days winning, 11 days winning, 12 days winning. But once that first loss come, right, and you're up here in your head like, oh man, this trading stuff not gonna work. Boom, that's when you lose already. Why? Because think about it. If it worked once, it works twice. And the moment you realize in trading, you lose before you win, I'm telling you, it's a whole different ball game. Now you're expecting a loss, and you have to learn how to accept a loss. That's another thing up here. The moment people lose, they get up here and they start thinking, oh, I'm negative. Oh my gosh, the market's this. Oh my gosh, this. No, it's not nothing. You know what it is? It's a part of trading. Trading, you lose. It's okay. It's okay. Now, if you don't manage your risk, that's on you. But managing your risk is extremely important as well. Because think about it. If you had a great, risk to reward and you have great risk management and you lose a trade, it should not affect you. And especially it shouldn't affect you up here. If it don't affect you in the markets, it don't affect you up here in your head, So that's what people get misunderstood. People take one loss, they might be up 1,000, take one loss, 500, now they're up 500. And now all of a sudden it's the end of the world. No, it's not. It's okay. You know why? Because if you could do it once, you can do it twice. I'm sorry, I was interrupted. I apologize. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, discipline, patience, building good habits, psychology is so important. And another thing, risk management. Manage your risk. Make sure you're winning more than you're losing. And I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about actually winning your profits. If you're winning, let's say you're risking 250 to win 1,000. That's what I do. I risk a little bit more. I risk like 350 to win 1.1, 1.2 around there, right? That's my thing. So if I win 1 trade and I lose 3, I'll still be good. If I win 3 trades and I lose 5, I will still be good. Why? Because I'm managing my risk. I'm making sure my profit outvalues my loss by, a good amount. So that's what I'm saying. Risk management is also important. So look, y'all, I'm about to hop in my Bible right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a quick, fast video, I'm about to read my Bible, get up out of here. I already worked out. I traded for the day. It was sad that what happened with Top Step. It's all right, though. Everything happens for a reason, and God makes everything happen for a reason. And I'm not going to lie, guys, that just motivated me 20 times more. All that money I missed out on, all that money that Top Step stripped from me, that just motivated me 10 times more, and it showed me how good of a trader I am and how, I'm telling you, I'm aiming for the roof, guys. I'm aiming for the sky. Freak the roof. I'm aiming for the sky. So look, guys, I'm out of here. It's your boy Jay, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Join the Discord. It's totally free, man. We text in there every day, every morning. You feel me? Make sure we motivate y'all. So look, God bless y'all, man. Have a positive. It's Friday right now. Have a positive, safe weekend. You feel me? Remember, use the weekends to get ahead. Back test, learn something new, read a book, do something, work out, but just use it to get ahead. Feel me? Remember, 1% every day. That's all it takes. 1%. Feel me? No matter what anyone says, remember, 1% a day. That's all it takes. So y'all have a blessed one, and I'm out of here, man. Let's go.